But nevertheless, I am here, and we're going to continue things. If you all don't remember, we had Morghur, who was basically reaping destruction on the Dark Elves, and his army was recently improved to include 3 Jabberslythes. It's quite a lot stronger. Black Phillip is continuing to try and wreck the lizards down here outside of Itza. We might need to just raise another Brayherd, even with just trash troops to support him. Just so we can have the numbers to overcome Itza and Gorok. That has been an absolute mess. And then, of course, Taurox himself has moved over to the old world. He's being supported by Khazrak. And Khazrak and Taurox are on an absolute rampage now through Bretonnia, and soon the Oak of Ages itself. Now, when we go look at the victory conditions, let's remind ourselves what we're up to. Actually, right before we get to the victory conditions, let me just say real quick, for those of you who are watching, I don't know if you've seen the Seleucid campaign recently that I'm running on Rome 2. If you haven't, it's okay. If you want to see it, please go watch it. But if you haven't, folks have been leaving comments and liking in order to show support for the fact that it's been a long time since I've done a historical campaign. And that has a huge impact. The YouTube algorithm is really stupid in the way it works. Subscribing to people is what should drive YouTube suggesting videos to them. Like, hey, you subscribe to this person, here's their video. But that's not how YouTube works these days. They may or may not show your videos to those who subscribe to you. It really works a lot off recommendations, and recommendations are based heavily on engagement statistics, and some of that is in your control. Leaving a comment that just says comment, or comment for the algorithm, or thanks air, or anything like that is actually a really big deal. I can't put it up on screen right now because I need to try and get screen clips of it so there's no confidential data in it, but my channel is experiencing about a 30% bump in unique viewers. I'm up about 1,000% in subscribers over the same period last month. And all this stuff is because people on those Seleucid campaigns for the last week or so have just been taking the time to leave a comment, or if they enjoyed the video, to click the like button. I hate asking for this. It bothers me. YouTube is dumb. I don't want to ask for these things. I mean, typically it would be nice if you just enjoyed the video, you hit the subscribe button and you'll see it more. But since YouTube makes their platform not work right, I need your help, and if you're willing to help, I very much appreciate it. I'm responding to all the comments, so if you leave a comment, I will absolutely take the time to respond to you. So, and if you want to help, we would definitely appreciate it. Anyway, so Khazrak and Taurox, let's see what we've got left. Kingsglade has been repopulated. I'm going to need to depopulate it. So I'm going to move on over there, get Taurox in position. And then, I don't think I can attack them yet, but yeah, I'm going to move both these armies over here near Kingsglade, and we'll retake it so that we can finish off the blood ground at Castle Carcassonne. That'll get us some nice points of ruination. Oh, I forgot, we were taking a look at the objectives. We're going to go to the victory conditions. I need to put a herdstone on top of Nagaron, and the same at Itza, which we are near, and then Altdorf. And then once we've won the battle for the Fall of Man, we should be quite good. We've won enough battles otherwise, just a few other things going on. We got the Rune-Tortured Axes that we need to do too. I don't know what triggers the battle Fall of Man either. It may just be the other victory conditions stacking up. But I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. Let's see where we can move and what we can do this turn. Nope, cancel. I didn't say I wanted to perform the ritual yet. I mean, I kind of did, because I accidentally clicked the wrong spot, but not what I intended to do.
No.
I'm going to go ahead and fully replenish with Morghur before we reach out and kill someone. And we've made our moves over here. I think that I'm probably just going to end my turn here and move on to the next one. I find these revamped Beastmen campaigns to be a lot of fun. I'm enjoying the what do you call it, the rituals of ruination and the marks of ruination, devastation. I feel like it fits their playstyle very, very well. It's been fun to play. It does take a whole heck of a lot of dread to support 4 large armies like mine. You can see that some of my armies even late into the campaign. Hang on. One of my Gorbles got wounded. Oh, there is no retribution that will be swift and painful enough to pay back this terrible, terrible crime that has been committed to me. Again, it's at Kingsglade here. I'm going to take Khazrak and attack Kingsglade. I thought that I would be within range. We're just going to loot and raise. Wipe Kingsglade off the map once again. There is another army over here. I can't quite reach it, unfortunately. But I can probably move over here near Khazrak and enter an encamp stance right outside of Kingsglade. And then I'm hoping that this force with Findol that was there will come back looking for us and then get ambushed. So we'll see whether we can catch Findol in a bit of a tricky situation, though their agents may discover me. There's multiple enemy agents here. It's very possible that they get to me first. Let's see. Not a good opportunity for me to hit Itza at the moment. However, in order to weaken Itza, we could move over here towards Axolotl, take it out, and just basically take away anything we can take away, and then try and force their armies out of the settlement so that we can eventually get to Itza. Like I said, I may have to just raise another Bray Herd and fill it full of trash troops just to give me the numbers that I need in order to accomplish what we need to there. We do have research available to us. I say that, just this one. Horns of War, we have to win a battle with at least 4 heroes. I don't have that set up, but we could probably do it with Taurox and Khazrak so close to each other. We could kind of just do it for a turn. And then this one, we have to do 5 hostile agent actions, which we should be able to pull off as well. And that will complete all the challenges that we have. But there's nothing remaining that's going to be of particular value to me, really. So, alright, Morghur has replenished.
Denied.
Got the forces of Vanquish.
Definitely not.
Wonder whether we can just straight up defeat them. It probably depends on how many crossbows.
Unthinkable.
Alright, so there are a bunch of Shades and Dread Spears, and then when I look at Venom Glade, it's just a few more units that they throw in, so it's pretty squishy stuff that they're bringing. As long as we could get to the Shades, we can shut this down pretty quickly. I am going to still perform a Lightning Strike because I think it lowers their leadership. But really the Shades are the big worry here. The Dread Spears, not so much. Not so much the worry. I'm going to go ahead and fight it, though. I don't want to siege them, because they'll likely just come out and fight me, and I'll have to fight the same battle anyway, and if not, they might get reinforcements that are nearby that I can't see, and neither one of those situations would be good. I think what we're going to have to do is I'm going to have to take my 2 cavalry units, along with probably near all of my spawn, maybe not all of them, but most of them, but we're going to have to move around the flanks of our enemy in order to get at the juicy Shades that dwell behind. I need to remind myself to options, graphics. I think we have stuff on high. Yeah, okay. I changed the graphics settings to high just to try and get higher frame rates. It shouldn't be a very big difference from the ultra graphics settings. Like, it ought to look mostly the same. There will be a few differences, some of which may be noticeable. But I'm trying to get the most frame rate out of the game, honestly, at the moment, and so I feel like this will help us in that regard. I'm going to mix my Jabber Slides into my infantry. Maybe something like this, actually. There we go. Alright, so got my Jabber Slides mixed in. The infantry. I'm going to take 2 spawn and use them to further support the infantry kind of in between. My Jabber Slides maybe supporting the weaker infantry units. And then I want to take additional spawn, like this, and get ready to move around to flank. Actually, let's mix the spawn and the Centaurs, because then that'll be a nice combo of killing power and then speed. And then I'm going to take my Bray Shaman and help put him on a flank too, because he'll be good at chasing down enemy skirmishers in that chariot. And I'll put Gorbel kind of in the main lineup here, and the same with Morghur. In fact, I may put them close to each other. We'll do something like that. So here's my main line. Here's group 2, and that'll be group 3. We're going to need to go get their infantry engaged as much as we can, and then, like I said, then we'll have to make for the flanks and attempt to get to the shades. Go ahead and use this ability to take away some ammo off the dark shards. Yep, there's the shades. This is gonna hurt bad. It's gonna hurt a lot, so we need to just rush forward and get into melee as quickly as we can. I'm gonna try and avoid some of those units there. I'm gonna have to hold this spear unit with the spawn so I can get around the rest. Let's pause it real quick just so I can try and get a spell off because I need to. There's a good opportunity for a bit of shades right here, which should be fairly gruesome. And then we'll follow it up. What does the overcast do, by the way? Increased armor piercing. I don't need the increased armor piercing damage. Just do a standard cast right there. Come over here. Get around that. And now I need a pendulum. I need to pause this and get the right track for my pendulum as well. I can't quite reach. I'm actually going to wait on the pendulum because I don't have the position I really want in order to give that pendulum the help it deserves. Let's push forward over here. All right, sorry for the pausing. There's a lot going on, and I'm not going to just hand the AI freebies by not taking advantage of a feature that I can take advantage of. We busted up the middle of this fight. Okay, this is actually going extremely well for me. I think the Jabber Slides are paying some pretty huge dividends here. The terror and other help that we're getting from them. Oh yeah, this is great. There is just a massive rout going on amongst the Druchii. This is not something I'm used to seeing when playing the AI, especially up against gold chevron units. So those Jabber Slides, like I said, must be paying some big dividends against these Dread Spears, which can't really hold their own. That Dreadlord is not doing well against Morghur, and I haven't even used my special abilities yet, so Morghur is about to rip a hole straight through this guy. Check that out. Dreadlord, not a bad unit in combat against something like Morghur, but you can see there that the AI was definitely getting some nice help in all the melee defense buffs stuff that they get, because we were winning that fight quite clearly, and then all of a sudden we just stopped landing hits and the AI started landing hits. Oh man, CA please. Alright, it is what it is. Not much we can do about it. I think we're about to get the full-on chain route here. I sent some support to Morghur when the Dreadlord started kind of cheating his way back into that fight. And we managed to take care of it. Morghur does heal. I don't know if he has to be in combat to heal, but he does heal. Let's end our battle, so that was pretty successful. We didn't lose any units. We will have completely destroyed Vanquish and the garrison forces, and like I said, there's a lot of gold chevron units there, so this is a pretty big victory for us to take those off the battlefield. Oh yeah, look at these, good grief. Yeah, those Jabber Slides were owning. And Morghur still managed to get 58 kills despite fighting a single entity most of the time. I think that that's probably due to the fact that he has kind of a Mortis engine effect going on around him. Let's look at some of the value here. Yeah, the Jabber Slides are pulling good value, and that was against a lot of cheap troops. So they're doing a fantastic job. The Spawn are doing very well also. Yeah, Morghur did good in that battle. So we're going to loot and raise Venom Glade. And let's see, Hotek's Column is not part of our current Blood Ground. Looking around at spots, Historic Core is, we already got it. We need to hit Kragoth Deep and the Circle of Destruction to try and complete this Blood Ground. I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. That is pretty spectacular. I'm going to hit a hidden encampment here to try and get some replenishing done. There could be AI reinforcements at Hotek's Column, which is part of the reason why I didn't want to continue the siege. because they very well could have showed up and given us a lot of trouble. Let's finish this Fury of the Herd. That's going to improve my gores. And let's get over here to this gore bowl. And it looks like, I mean, Deadly Onslaught's good, but let's just finish Woundmaker because it's kind of a permanent effect on him. I think we already moved with Black Phillip. We were moving towards Exlodal. Yep, we get more movement points next turn, and then I think we moved... Did we move these armies? Yes, we did. So I've already moved those armies. So I can't do anything further there, which means it is probably a good time for us to end this turn. We are gaining dread at a nice clip. We've got some good favor right now from the Dark Gods from the battles we've been fighting. So we're in good position, I guess, financially speaking. If dread and favor are finances, which in this case they are because we're the Beastmen. Now this is perfect. Look at this. The ambush worked out. And we get a chance to absolutely destroy Findol and his forces. I'm going to put Kazrak's forces... I want to put them under AI control. How come it doesn't give me that option? I thought that was supposed to be an option here to put this army under AI control. Well, I do control large army, but I was almost certain we could put them under AI control. Ah. I don't know why that doesn't show up here. That's usually an option. Let's go ahead and fight this. Maybe I can put them under AI control whenever they come into battle. I can't remember if that becomes an option or not. I think maybe it is. We'll see. Sometimes when I'm doing battles like this where it's 40 units and I'm not terribly worried about losing anything, I'll just go ahead and put the reinforcements on AI control. It's something you can do yourself should you choose to. It just allows you to better focus on the units that you want to, and allow you to maybe get better results. I want my Gorgons back here. And I'm going to put my Minos. There's going to be a bunch of Way Watchers, and I want my Minotaurs to be able to rip into the Way Watchers and other units back here. Actually put my Giant to support the infantry. Alright, Gorgons in the back. Centaurs are going to want to go after Way... There could be Way Watchers behind these guys too, so I'll watch for that. Start the deployment. Taurox. Warbowl. And then I'm going to put my Bray Shaman kind of right here, I guess. Alright. Get started. The Way Watchers came out and then immediately disappeared. They are difficult to spot. There we go. That is not the fight I want. That's not the fight I want. That is not the fight I want. Alright, so my units charged everything that I didn't want them to, essentially, to start off with, and I got a bunch of my Centaurs killed. And now we're going to come overwhelm all the other stuff, and I did still manage to catch most all of their Way Watchers. Fruitlessly chasing over here. Let's come block this off. Don't let these guys out of here. Where did my... Okay, yeah, we ended up cleaning up the ogres. Let's use this Vile Entropy, get rid of some of their ammunition. Bray Shaman. Put a summon here. And let's Vile Tide. Let's do a Traitorkin. Man-eaters with great weapons did a lot of damage, but I suppose that's to be expected because they're anti-large. Giant into this fight. Oh, I forgot my Sword of Cain ability over here. Drop it just for fun. Alright, let's finish up this fight. Findol is still alive over here. How am I getting so wrecked in this fight? I don't understand what was hurting me so bad there. Maybe the Wildwood Rangers cutting through me? I don't know. That was an odd situation there. Nevertheless, clean defeat of Findol's forces. Didn't need our reinforcements there, so they'll stay healthy. I think the auto-resolve would have been much kinder to me than reality, which is sometimes the case on this game. Totally the opposite of Rome 2, it seems like, where the auto-resolve is just always out to get you. Versus, I mean, it's kind of back and forth in this game. I've seen times where it's extremely wrong against the player and extremely wrong for the player. And so, I don't know, I guess there's a little balance in that. At least there's that you get it both ways. The player doesn't always just feel put upon. Let's see. I'm going to... It's gonna take the unit replenishment because we're in the forest. So Widrioth took a beating there, and that should leave me... We need to replenish Taurox. And he can replenish. It's going to take longer while we're in the forest here. And we've been having the experience that we keep getting hit by more and more troops from Findol coming down here. So I'm going to actually keep both these armies together for a turn here. Try and let them play together. Does this increase my dread? Yep, I want to do that. So then we'll have max dread income based on the number of armies that we're currently fielding. Gorok is now back in control of another full stack over here. So I'm going to attack and destroy Exlodal as bait, essentially. So we're going to loot this. And then I'm going to basically go into a hidden encampment here and see if we can lure Gorok out and into a mistake of a situation. Kind of what I'm hoping for. We'll see whether it works that way. Let's get immortality for Black Phillip. That way, if the worst does happen, he's got some insurance against air mismanaging him, which is a very real possibility. Very real possibility. Let's take a look at our Dread, rewards from Dread, and see what it is that we want to work on next. I could definitely use more elite infantry, so like Bestigor herds. Very expensive. We could use a lot of things. As far as lords and heroes go, we have Malagor that we could pull in, but I mean, we don't really have a lot that we can help recruit for him at the moment. I'm not sure that that is actually the best opportunity. We could get this one here, which will bring all of our lords and heroes in at level 15, which I think at this point would actually be really nice. We should probably go ahead and do that. So go ahead and pick that reward. We're picking up Dread at a almost 400 per turn guaranteed, and then depends on whatever else we do in battles after that. So Kazrak, ready for some more upgrades here. We got his lightning strike settled, so that is good news. We got Underhoof, which I'm not crazy about. This one is going to help Ungor, Gore, Bestigor, which is good. We should definitely do that. And then I also need to do Fury of the Herd, because the Beastman infantry is really bad, and you want to do just about everything you can in order to improve it, because it is just not a good standalone unit to depend on. Let's see. I mean, we might as well go ahead and build the remaining buildings for Kazrak, just to go ahead and get his encampment totally built out. Let's take a look. Is Morghur still need? Go to Morghur, please. Can't remember if we just put him in the encampment or not. It looks like he got a turn of replenishment. He did. So the Circle of Destruction is going to be our next target. I'm going to move towards it. Let's remind myself, how much does it take? It does not take anything in particular to go into the hidden encampment. We just have to be hidden. I'm going to move closer to the Circle of Destruction and see what Naggarond has up here while we're replenishing. So hopefully I can keep on the move and keep the pressure on our enemies here, even though I've only got the one army in that region's finish enfeebling foe. That's pretty darn helpful. We're taking on strong units like Malekith. Okay. Let's see here. Upgrade for our Bray Shaman of Beast. Just Doomflock. Amber Spear can be handy sometimes. It's not absolutely fantastic, but it can be good. There's those times when you might want to be putting a little bit of extra hurt on a routing lord or something just to finish them off. But the Ricard's, yeah, he's going to beg for peace, but I'm not interested. See if the Wood Elves come stumbling down into us. They've done that a lot. I'm almost kind of expecting them to come break up our encampment because they've done so many times, but yeah, they did. They did the same thing again. So Findol, the same army that just got absolutely bushwhacked, I would lose some Centaurs, which really isn't a big deal. These units don't have any chevrons. We can just place them. I don't think that anything else, significant is going to be left. So I'm just going to auto-resolve, get rid of Findol here. The unfortunate thing is, again, this knocks us out of our encampment, meaning that we won't get any replenishment. Irritating, to say the least. But the other army is nearby to help support him in case one of the other factions shows up. Let's do this when one falls. I'm going to bounce out of the forest and try and get replenished because we keep getting bumped while we're in the forest. I can't do any recruiting there at the moment. We're going to have to wait. I have the Centaurs. I wonder if Mournfang cavalry would be better. They're certainly not as fast, but they are stronger. It would cost me more upkeep. I don't think we would have a lot of problem maintaining that upkeep, but I don't know. I might as well take Khazrak out of here too, because I want Khazrak to come down here and go take over Skaven Blight, because it's one of the settlements we're interested in. Oh, does it tell me how much momentum? Maybe that's weird. There's like a momentum symbol next to it, and I don't exactly know what that means. I'm not sure I've seen that before. Iron Curse icon. Alright, yeah, so see, we're picking up our Dread. Look at this. Gorok's at it again. They're just going to sit here. They've only got one settlement, and they're just going to keep spamming out. They're just going to keep spamming out units, and it's just because they can. Because they can, they will. That is the long and short of it. I'm going to go ahead and perform the ritual here just to help keep this settlement and the ones that are already wrecked out of enemy hands. So, let's take this army. I don't think Gorok is about to fall for anything yet. Might go and look for an opportunity to kill some lizards down here. And see if we can get Gorok pulled out of his little hidey hole. This Bray Shaman needs immortality. And I think we are ready to end another turn. We've got 60 dread here, but we can totally get more from getting Skaven Blight. So, we're going to have a lot of marks of ruination. It may be that battle I mentioned is unlocked once we get to the top level of that, actually. That would make the most sense, rather than just completing the other objectives. It would just do that. These guys are going to beg for a peace treaty, too. Of course, we're not giving it to them. I do need you all to give me some ideas on what you want to see in Malagor's army, like what the army composition Malagor should have. I'm not very familiar with him from lore. I mean, I can attempt to go read up on it, see what I can come up with. But yeah, I'll have to get some ideas from you on Malagor. Alright, can we bounce underground? Yeah, we can. We can get underground here. That'll bring us closer to Skaven Blight. So Khazrak on the way to Skaven Blight. Taurox is going to finish his recruiting. Then head back over... No, I don't want to perform the ritual yet. Almost ready to perform the ritual. I'll probably go hunting elves again in the forest. Gain some nice dread. Black Phillip. I think we can get at these lizards here. Yes, we can. This will just be some extra cash and rewards for us to get down here and take these. I guess I'll go into a hidden encampment because I couldn't quite reach it. I thought I could reach it. Quite work out for us. Natural thirst. Most hit points. Let's go up here to Morghur. A little further north. Ah, look at this.
Never.
So Nagaron has moved into Venom Glade. Wow, there are so many enemies up here. That looks like Malekith. Yep. So Malekith is here. Well, we're gonna need another army up here. I think I'm gonna call in Malagor as soon as I get enough dread. I'm gonna need enough dread to call in Malagor and to get him some heroes. So we will need to really save some dread here, and we'll use that dread to assist Morghur. Because he's going to need some help. The Druchii are not a pushover faction, even when the AI makes a lot of mistakes, which they do. I could definitely use some help down at Itza as well, but I think I'm going to focus first on trying to get some help for Morghur, even if it's just having a bunch of trashy units nearby to assist him. It'll make a big difference. Alright. Ooh, holy Nagaron. Yeah, they're reproducing. They're multiplying.
No way.
Now this army's better. It's Black Ark Corsairs. But we should be able to punch through them about the same as we did through those Gold Chevron Bleak units, Dread Spears, Bleak Swords, all that kind of stuff. So let's go punch a hole through these Nagarathi as well. I want to get Morghur all the experience he can get. The more we level up his troops, the better. Both from a Chevron standpoint and by getting him skill points that make his troops better. It'll make his army that much stronger. And then, of course, we do get extra dread for winning big battles like this also, so it will help us to hasten the arrival of Malagor's army to assist him. We definitely need the assist at the moment. Alright, so here is going to be my main line. I just kind of use my Jabber Slides in place of an infantry unit because they're certainly capable. And we're going to use Spawn to kind of support, I think, the flanks of our infantry where they might be a little squishier. We'll put Morghur right in the middle, ready to fight, and I'll put Gorbel in. I'll put Gorbel in right with him, I think, just for extra support. Spawn on this flank, just like we did last time, and Centaur over here, and more Spawn, and then Chariot. Alright. Perfect. We are ready to rock and roll. Let's go get into the Druchii. Move those units all the way up. Those units up. And let's get our Vile Entropy started. Alright, here will be fine. Should be able to catch a couple of Dark Shards. Come on, come on, come on, get them. Oh, just barely. Alright, so we got some Dark Shards and the Reaper Bolt Thrower. Go ahead and give an attack order. Oof, Gorbel's taking a face full of bolts right now. Go ahead and bum rush that with the Centaurs. Move in over here. Got another unit to spawn. This is the one that has that banner that's slowing it down, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, look at the Jabber Slides. You can see that little white aura coming down everywhere? That's all the Mortis effects that we're getting from our Jabber Slides. It is pretty significant. We probably do want the Overcast here with having more units with better armor. Wreck those. Collapse in. Got those guys on the run. Put a pendulum over here. Oh yeah, we actually crushed these guys even easier than the last army. I think technically this army was better. Wow, those jabber slides, man, that is insanely valuable. Just watching the enemy's hit points just start to crumble. You get the same thing with Morghur. Well, he takes a beating fighting these Dreadlords, and I'm not surprised. Like I said, they're fairly tough. That was a high Beastmaster even. Both of those are pretty tough units, and then factor in the difficulty, you know, where they're getting the extra melee defense and leadership, and I expect that to be a tough fight from Morghur. So all things considered, he's actually doing pretty darn well in those fights. Pretty darn well. We'll look at some of our stats when we load out of this. I'm pretty pleased with the way Morghur's army is performing. I think in a lot, not all, but a lot of one-on-one situations, Morghur is going to be in pretty good shape. There's definitely going to be situations where if they show up with a bunch of executioners or Blackguard, we could certainly find ourselves in trouble. Fighting up against Hydras, Charybdis, all that kind of stuff. That would not actually be the best situation for us to be a part of. But situations like that, where they're relying heavily on missiles and infantry, that would definitely favor us and not do a lot of good. 10 weapon strength to the whole army. I mean, that would be pretty nice. This one, missile resistance. Well, missile resistance for the whole army would actually be really handy too, especially considering we're fighting the Druchii. So I am indeed tempted to grab that. And I also want to get this stuff that helps my Ungors and stuff too when they get chevroned up and up. Most of my units are not chevroned enough to need that, so I'm not in a rush to get those. Get immortality for this Gorbul. That was a good run from Morghur there, and like I said, we picked up some dread along the way. 146 dread. That was a very nice pickup. Take a look at Taurox here. He is done recruiting. I'm gonna move underground towards Kingsglade. Enel got resettled by Coron. Skaven left Skaven Blight. An odd decision, but we can hit the Skaven army out here, so we're gonna attack Clan Scryer. Being a rat doesn't exempt you from your fate. It looks like we caught this useless. I know it's Ulsus, but I'm just gonna call him useless. It's close enough in terms of the spelling. Standard missile resistance. I mean, probably a giant or something. I don't know. Let's go ahead and fight this battle against Skaven. I think it's gonna be kind of funny to see our chariots rolling through these guys. So I'll go ahead and fight it personally. Probably the last bit I'm going to be able to get done for this episode. Do hope you all enjoy getting caught up on this campaign. We're doing very well. Like I said, we should have Malagor soon as I can spend a few more turns building up some dread. I need to fight that quest battle with Taurox too. I'll try and do that on the next episode. And then I think we're making good progress. Yeah, they've got their nasty skirmish units back here, and we definitely want to surround and annihilate those with our chariots. Then I'm going to get our infantry aligned on this flank, and then I'll put Khazrak over here, and like the Bray Shaman, Giant, Hound Dogs. There we go. So we'll do like that, just to kind of spread our units out, and we've still got a Centaur right here, so I'm gonna take all these units and put them in a group, and then all these units and put them in a hard group, and then that way it'll be easier to click 2 attack orders and then just clean those attack orders up. Yeah, that'll work. It's good enough back here, all over those units. Let's get Vile Entropy, knock a bunch of ammo off these units. You all go ahead and chase them out here before they can back up and fire. Oh yeah. Yeah, the Skaven are totally screwed. Summon here. Not that it's going to make much difference, but Curse of Honor Air. Might as well burn some magic. Alright, that was extremely easy. As expected, the Skaven were extremely vulnerable to all the chariots. Not units that they like to fight. So, easily mopping up that Clan Scryer army. Khazrak's going to get us a few more points of dread, some extra favor, and again, bringing us closer to getting an army totally ready for Malagor, because we are going to need a lot of dread to make it happen. Even just to get Malagor and his heroes, we're going to need a lot of dread. We're going to need even more than that to get them units that are anything but absolute trash. We're going to take the replenishment so we can just kind of keep things moving. But that Skaven army fell back. I can't reach them, so I'm just going to enter the hidden encampment here. And now if we go take a look at Khazrak's upgrades, I'm going to go ahead and do Presence of Morslib and then Fury of the Herd. His infantry is bad, and we need to do everything we can to make it better. Alright, so hope you all enjoyed this episode. It was fun recording it. It's good to be back here. As I mentioned earlier in this video, if you don't mind, if you enjoyed the videos, like if you watch this and like, hey, I had a good time watching this, go leave me a comment, even if it just says comment. Support. This is for you, Air. I liked the video. Anything helps, and then click that like button if you liked it too. Again, it's driving up my channel stats. Why is that good? Well, because if you help me drive up the channel stats, I'm able to bring you more, right? The more demand you all have for this, and the more successful it is, the more I can bring you. And so that's one of the great reasons to support, again, if you can. Thank you all. Hope to see you soon. Hope you're enjoying it.